This video is going to contain spoilers about the story and the themes of The Remains of the Day. It's a book that highlights that regret of wondering if you focused on the wrong things. At the back of the book it says that it's quietly devastating. I think that's a perfect description for it. It doesn't hit you immediately, it's very subtle. And it kind of mirrors how that specific type of regret works, where in the moment a situation doesn't register as important as it truly is because your focus and your attention was on something else. The story is about Stevens, an English butler that's approaching the end of his career and that's going on a road trip through the English countryside. At first I thought the story was going to focus on this more, but it isn't really about the road trip, it's about him slowly coming to terms with his past. Stevens is a very dedicated man. He was extremely dedicated to this idea of showing dignity as a butler and really trying to be as great as a butler as he could be. He shows incredible loyalty to the man who owns the house, Lord Darlington, throughout decades of his life. It's where he really built his career. Even though, in his mind, and it might very well be the reality, this blind loyalty was required of him for him to truly fulfill what he chose to dedicate his life to. At the end of this story, he slowly starts to accept Lord Darlington was just another flawed man. Even though that is just human, he realizes that his whole life was about helping this man fulfill his dream and commit his own mistakes. And that was, in his way, his own biggest mistake. He gave up everything else in his life. A missed opportunity for love that just ends in such a sad way. Spending the last moments with his father. And it's painful and frustrating while you're reading it, seeing him trying to convince himself that he always made the right choice. And I guess we've all done that, and maybe that's why it stands out so much when you see somebody else doing that throughout the span of decades. And that's the thing, it's not a big tragedy. It's not a specific event that changed everything. It's more of a regret that sneaks up on you. And the ending is hopeful, and it's the best way to approach a realization like that, where it's never too late to at least enjoy whatever remains. I found this very impactful in its own subtle way, and if you haven't read it, I highly recommend you do.